Francisco. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates and family friends, Katie Lindgren.
Thank you, Dean Campbell. Today is also your commencement as Dean of the Haas School of Business. So on behalf of the class of 2008, thank you and best wishes. Now, I just have to say, it's very painful to be standing up here while you guys are down there, and I don't want you to remember this as the day of sweating from a lack of innovation. So before I go into this speech, unzip the robes, roll up the sleeves, do what you need to do to make yourself cool. It's all okay. Here at Haas, we're surrounded by an abundance of natural resources. Whether it was trips to Napa Valley, camping in Yosemite, skiing at Tahoe, or simply enjoying the sunset over the San Francisco Bay, business school has also been a journey into California's incredible beauty. It brings to mind the leave no trace mantra for outdoor recreation. Take only photos, leave only footprints. It's a fitting mantra, too, for our time at Haas. Thanks to the wonders of digital cameras, Facebook, and YouTube, our business school years have been extraordinarily well documented for digital eternity. So perhaps the question to ask is, what footprints have we, the class of 2008, left at Haas, and what footprints will Haas leave on us? Even before I arrived on campus, my expectations were set that Haas is a place driven by active student engagement. I first learned about Haas through a Seattle alum. Greg Amrafel, class of 2003, encouraged me to apply and even provided email intros to his favorite professors. During my interview, I met one of his classmates, Alfredo Finch. Though I had prepared for the usual interview questions, Alfredo had a different one in mind. He asked, "Who would I be as a classmate and as a member of the Haas community?" Note to future applicants, there is no right answer. Yet what these first interactions with alums demonstrated is that Haas community engagement does not end at commencement. When I was accepted to Haas, Greg and Alfredo took me out for my first Haas consumption function to celebrate. Throughout the last 2 years, it's been simply amazing to watch how this same spirit of endless enthusiasm is reflected in the class of 2008. There is no one-size-fits-all definition for what it means to be a leader here. If anything, Haas is a place that inspires many forms of leadership. Whether you helped to raise over $82,000 so classmates could pursue nonprofit summer internships, organize gala theme parties, develop the Haas Socially Responsible Investment Fund, penned quasi-slanderous newspaper articles for Haas Week, or renovated the MBA Lounge, you brought in an enthusiasm and a consciousness to Haas that has made it a better, a nicer, and yes, a funner place. True leadership involves both the glorious and the not so glorious. The class of 2008 has proven itself adept at both. Witness the countless number of hours spent leading conferences. For all of the late night runs to Kinko's and ice hauling trips, we salute you. Throughout the last 2 years, Haas has provided an opportunity for us to build confidence and try something outside of our comfort zone. This spring, the Haas rugby and triathlon teams took this concept to a whole new lycra-clad level. The rugby captain was tired of complaints from teammates that they were out of shape, never mind the near impossibility of juggling overloaded NBA schedules. The solution? He signed up the entire team for the Bear-athlon, a triathlon event of swimming, biking, and running. February 10th, 2008 went down in history as a day of many new firsts. As the team set out, the swim course featured freestyle, backstroke, side stroke, and yes, even the occasional doggy paddle. From there, they conquered the 2-mile climb up Centennial Hill. I did hear reports of some rugby teammates walking their bikes up that hill and cursing the captain's so-called inspiration. But amid the cheers of the Haas Tri team, everyone crossed the finish line. And as with any class of 2008 accomplishment, it concluded with a celebratory barbecue. Such camaraderie is not unique to the rugby hooligans' foray into triathlons. The class of 2008 has a well-deserved reputation for inspiring and supporting each other to establish new personal bests. It wasn't always easy as we were pushed and pushed ourselves outside of our comfort zones. While I'd like to report that I was the model of good cheer throughout this process, that would be revisionist history. During first year, I recall spending one Sunday night with my boyfriend doing accounting homework in a laundromat. Yes, a romantic date in the life of a first-year MBA. As my balance sheet failed to balance time and time again, I became increasingly grumpy. Yet that night, my boyfriend Eliminate gave me a much-needed pep talk. He helped remind me that even when business school is challenging, it is a privilege to take 2 years to learn for the sake of learning. Many family and friends have been a part of this journey with us, including the 23 new children produced by the class of 2008. To the family and friends here today, thank you for being a part of this journey with us, even in our moments of accounting distress. You helped us to find balance at Haas. Over the last 2 years, we joined and helped cultivate the Haas community. And we've also been reminded of what it means to be a supportive community, especially when people face significant health issues or lost loved ones. As we move forward in the next phase of our lives and careers, may we maintain perspective and remember that every day is a gift. Health, life, and most of all, the people around us are not to be taken for granted. Being linked into virtual communities is never a substitute for not being present in your first life. This past Monday, I had the last class of my MBA career with Professor Tech Ho. Throughout the semester, you endowed us with the finest tools in the art of pricing. We left your course knowing how to do a conjoint analysis that would bring tears to your eyes and millions to a company's bottom line. At the end of class, Tech concluded with this priceless punchline. He said, "At some point, money doesn't matter. If today was your last day, would money really matter?" Tech's sentiments capture the heart of the Haas experience. We've learned the skills to lead highly profitable companies, but that isn't enough. True value lies in taking the time to influence and be influenced by the people around you to make a measurable difference. Before we melt, a couple of final thoughts. My hunch is that my original analogy, take only photos, leave only footprints, was somewhat imprecise. As we graduate, we leave a trace behind, just as previous classes have left traces behind that influenced our Haas experience. And both Haas and everyone in our class are better because of these collective contributions. When I envision future class reunions, I'll have a question to ask each of you. It won't be to recite your litany of achievements, of which there no doubt will be many. Instead, my question will be, what have you done to make your footprints matter? Wherever you go in your personal and professional lives, leave a trace behind. We have one life. Make it count. Congratulations.
What a beautiful speech. Thank you, Katie Lindgren, for a poetic and philosophical presentation that touched us all. I now am calling on the graduates and the full-time MBA